Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2024 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as well as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic growth spread as always. And I also pulled the 4 agreements and wisdom and the oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea where you folks should be as far as that goes. Alright, well, we have 7 and 7th house energy for you guys as Taurus. And at the time of recording this, we haven't had that full moon in Leo yet, but that's actually going to make a square aspect with Jupiter, which is in Taurus, which is the opposite sign. And then when we have the new moon in Aquarius, it's actually going to make a square aspect with Uranus also in your 7th house. And there could definitely be some significant relationship energy for you guys this month. Alright, we have Gemini. Gemini is actually your 8th house. Astrologically speaking, it's pretty quiet there right now, but generally speaking, 8th house points to death, rebirth, intimacy, and investments. And we have Venus. So Venus is actually going to be in Capricorn for the first couple weeks of February, and then it's actually going to move into Aquarius. So it'll be going from your 3rd house of communication into your 4th house of home, roots, family. So, with all that out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. Alright, in the main situation position, we have the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy, and challenging that, we have the Magician. So, this could just point to something coming your way that's maybe taken a long time, possibly even a goal that you've been attempting to reach for quite some time, and it could have just been moving pretty slowly. But I feel like with the Magician in the challenge position, it could just be saying that you might have, even if subconsciously, you might have played a role in the goal taking as long as it did. You know, maybe there was something within you that said that, okay, I know I have the tools at my disposal to make this happen, but I'm not quite ready to make it happen at this time. So that could have been what was at play there. Right, in the foundation position, we have Justice. So this is Libra energy here, and it could just be saying on the one hand, maybe that's partially why, right? Maybe you were just trying to think of the best way that ended up being a win-win for all parties involved, regarding what the situation was. Or it could just be saying that maybe if there was more of an external force that was slowing things down for you, it was ultimately for a reason. Alright, in the past position, we have the 8 of Swords. So yeah, this is Gemini energy here, which we saw with the dice as well. And it could just be saying that maybe that was partially why. Maybe you were overthinking things, right? You might have had so many things that you wanted to take on, but then at the same time, because of that, you couldn't figure out what was that first step to take, right? And given that we see the Magician looks like they're pointing right at that as well, could just be saying that, yeah, ultimately, that was what was holding up this goal of yours for a while. All right, in the present position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, so for some of you, this could even just be saying maybe within your dreams, or maybe just while you're out and about, you might see some signs and synchronicity, letting you know that this is the time to move forward. All right, in the near future position, we have the Chariot. So yeah, it looks like whatever signals you do receive this month, it looks like you will take them at face value and actually decide that, yeah, okay, I am ready to move forward around the situation. Given that this is 9th house energy for you, some of you, this could point to possibly exploring new areas, right? Maybe taking some long distance travel on, possibly even enrolling in some kind of a program to get some kind of certification. So even up to the point of possibly getting into a college program, but for some of you, it could be more short term, getting some kind of certification, something along those lines there. But yeah, definitely looks like there's a desire to move on your part, and you will be taking that action. Alright, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Queen of Cups. So yeah, more Cancerian energy here. So if nothing else, this tells me that what you had been working on, this goal of yours, is something that you value deeply, right? So that could have been part of why you did take such care and move so slow toward it because you're like, okay, I really want to make sure that everything comes out the way I envision it, right? So it could have been a lot of care put into it and a lot of reevaluating, right? And just really looking over every detail and make sure it's just the way you wanted it to go. All right, in the environment position, we have the Six of Wands. So this is Leo energy here, and it can point to some success and some recognition. So whatever this goal of yours is that you had been working toward, it looks like it will be positively received by those around you. I do have to say, for some of you, if this was some kind of a relationship dynamic that you've been trying to get yourselves into, given that there was so much heaven else energy that we discussed between the dice and then the actual transits that are going to be impacting that seventh house energy, I should say. Could just be pointing to positive momentum with that as well. So yeah, that's what I see with that. And then in the hopes or fears position, we have the Page of Cups. So yeah, this could be pointing to, for a lot of you, maybe this was a fear, right? Maybe you felt like it wasn't ready, right? That, okay, maybe it won't be received well, right? Maybe it's not fully finished the way it needs to be. Things along those lines. That could have been what held you back for a while from taking this action. But like I said, it looks like you're moving out of energy now. All right. And excuse me. In the outcome position, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is actually Jupiter energy, which is in your seventh house, which we mentioned before. And it actually was retrograde pretty much for the second half of 2023. So it could just be saying that now as it's gaining momentum, clearing the shadow period, right? This is now why the timing feels right for you to take action around the situation. So yeah, and if nothing else, this is another indicator that the action you are planning on taking is being supported cosmically as well. Okay, and bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. So yeah, this is a Sagittarius energy here. So again, yeah, like I said, it could just be pointing to the shift that you're feeling. So let's say if you've been that Knight of Pentacles energy for a while, now you could see yourselves moving into more of a Knight of Wands energy, which is more action-oriented, a lot more fast-moving. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card. We have Don't Take Anything Personally. And it says, everyone lives in their own dream. Okay, it says, all people live in their own dream in their own mind. They are in a completely different world from the one we live in. So that's an interesting message there, because let's say if maybe the reason why you're holding yourselves back around the situation, possibly, let's say, was fear of judgment, right? Like I said, maybe feeling like, oh, maybe it's not as prepared as I need it to be, right? Maybe I need to still refine the edges of this thing or whatever. It could just be saying that, well, it still might not necessarily prevent, it might not help people see it any more clearly if you keep refining it. It could just be saying that, they're on their own path anyway. So on the positive end of that is that there is no fear of judgment, right? Because people are wrapped up in their own thing anyway. And I feel like that could give you a little bit more freedom to express yourselves the way you want. All right. From the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have Regeneration. There's the artwork, and the number is 46. Okay, essential meanings says rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. The Oracle's message: second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better, more powerful, growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there. The rebirth part makes me think of seeing that Eight of Swords energy in the past, which is a very stuck, stagnant energy, and then moving into the Chariot energy in the near future. And also, like we talked about with the Knight of Pentacles to the Knight of Wands, right? So definitely looks like a shift of gears for sure. The relationship message says the world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment, you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. See, a positive message there as far as radiating that energy. Like I said, with that Six of Wands in the environment, that, like I was saying, that could point to recognition, right? So that could be pointing to energy there. And the prosperity message says, what happens when it appears you failed at something? Do you see the beauty in the lesson? The understanding that arises from difficulties is like a seed that lies dormant for a time. Then, once it germinates in your subconscious, it pushes through into your awareness. It is becoming apparent that there is a new you, a new start. A more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination has surfaced. You are ripe for success. New opportunities, much better than those that came before, appear like gifts from the gods. Now is one of those times when out of seeming loss and failure comes a remarkable abundance. Do not dwell in the past, because you really are experiencing a rebirth. So yeah, once again, a really strong positive message there. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. We're up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.